Here they come. They're often pacing and alert, beginning for Coming to Town. Coming to Town quickly into a 4-length lead. Then it's Janimal racing second, length back to Wooly Bully, settling in third. 2 in front of entry mate Motzi and Dave McGee. Length back to Aggie, length and a half. LB Star Wolf trailing the field. Silky Intrusion midway around the turn. Coming to Town sets the tone. Comes off the corner after a quarter of 28 and 4. Coming to Town has 2 on Janimal. There goes Wooly Bully from third. Wooly Bully moving swiftly. Coming to Town will yield the lead with Janimal racing third, length and a half. Motzi. Aggie swings to the outside, a length. LB Star Wolf, and then it's Silky Intrusion approaching the half-mile marker. Wooly Bully leads a tight length from Coming to Town, half in 58 and 2. Move on to the far turn. Wooly Bully leads at a length. Aggie ranging up on the outside. Coming to Town tucked away in third. LB Star Wolf improves to fourth. On the inside, Janimal is hemmed in. Then it's Silky Intrusion. Motzi trails the entry. First and last as they turn for home. Wooly Bully leads with a quarter of a mile apace. 3/4, 1:28 and 3. Wooly Bully, LB Star Wolf, and Silky Intrusion both closing in. LB Star Wolf, Silky Intrusion now Coming to Town on the inside. Wooly Bully's fighting back. Coming to Town takes the lead into the final 16th. Coming to Town leads it. Wooly Bully, here comes Janimal Coming to Town in front. Close for second between Janimal and Wooly Bully in 1:56 and 1. Field of 6 fillies and mares taking their positions in behind the starting gate, picking up speed. Here they come. They're often pacing. Bria gets out quickly from the outside. Frenchtown Lady also showing speed. Bria makes the top, leads by 2 from Frenchtown Lady, length and a half. Finds Rosebluff racing third, a length backed into the sun. Then it's Magic Shopper trailing KW Katie. Field of 6 fillies and mares approaching the opening quarter. And your leader is Bria. Tight length from Frenchtown Lady, 28 and 4 now. Frenchtown Lady quickly out from the pocket and now takes command as they pass the 3/8. Bria will gladly take the trip. Rosebluff 5.5 behind those two, a length 2 into the sun. Then it's Magic Shopper and KW Katie. Frenchtown Lady leads at a tight length. Bria racing second the half, 57 and 3. Frenchtown Lady in control of the pace. Leads at a length onto the far turn with Bria right there on her heels. Rosebluff close-up trip third. There goes Magic Shopper. With less than 3/8 to go, it's Frenchtown Lady. Magic Shopper up to take her on with Bria racing in the pocket. On the inside, it's Rosebluff. Into the sun, starts to rally from last. Then it's KW Katie. 3/4, 1:28 even. Frenchtown Lady digging in. Magic Shopper right off her flank. Frenchtown Lady leads into the final 8th. Magic Shopper eyeing her up. Frenchtown Lady leads it in deep stretch. Magic Shopper trying to gun her down, but Frenchtown Lady has plenty left in reserve. Wins at a length. Magic Shopper, then Bria third in 1:55. Here they come. They're often pacing. Micro Plus comes out in a hurry on the inside. Mucho Lito. Also a good beginning for him. Right behind those two. Ticked Off and Morgan settling in third. Rolling in Dinero secures early position. Length in front of Lucky Chris. Length and a half. Anxious Debonair. Length and a half. Harold the Hellion. And trailing the field. Time for Me to Fly. Move off the turn and pass the quarter in 28 and 3. Now they race up the backstretch. Micro Plus leads at a tight length. Mucho Lito in the pocket. Now there goes Ticked Off in Morgan. Length and a quarter. Rolling in Dinero. On the outside, Anxious Debonair starts to make his rally. Followed by Harold the Hellion. Lucky Chris racing along the rail. Then it's Time for Me to Fly. On the inside, Micro Plus. On the outside, Ticked Off. Those two in a heated exchange. Half in 58 and 1. They move on to the far turn. A Micro Plus 3/4 of a length. Ticked Off. Right alongside. Perfect trip for Mucho Lito with 3/8 to go. On the inside, Rolling in Dinero. Anxious Debonair is poised and ready to strike for Heitman. Harold the Hellion rallies behind him. 3/4, 128 even. 3/16 to go. They're on their way home. Mucho Lito opens up the lead by 2. Make that. Andy Miller and Micro Plus by 2. Mucho Lito right behind in second. Now 1/8 of a mile to go. Micro Plus leads it by 2. Mucho Lito, a late rally by Harold the Hellion, about 6 off the lead. Down to the line, it's all Micro Plus in 1:55 and 1. Mucho Lito second, Harold the Hellion third. Here they come. And they're off. Never skip by the first to show speed, Krabby Appleton. Also coming out in a hurry. Also a good beginning for Free Society. Never skip by. The Long Shot leads it, flanked by Krabby Appleton. Free Society tucked away in third. 3.5 back to Fly With Me. 1 for the money is 4 behind him. Then it's 2.5 back to First Society, a length to AJ's Majesty, 2 trailers, Sir Richard Eric. And at the end, past the quarter, is Fabulous Finale, the favorite. 28 and 2. Race up the backstretch, Krabby Appleton leads at a length, Never Skip By in the pocket. Free Society racing third, length and a quarter, Fly With Me in fourth, 1 for the money. Racing in fifth, and it's AJ's Majesty. Sir Richard Eric is on the move, followed by Fabulous Finale. First Society trails the field, half in 58 and 3. From the outside, Free Society forges past to lead. Quickly opens up by 2 on Krabby Appleton. Fly With Me racing third. On the inside, the Long Shot, Never Skip By, looks for room. Sir Richard Eric rolls into contention. Fabulous Finale, still a good 10 to make up with less than 1/4 of a mile to go. Free Society trying to leg out another 1/4 mile. 3/4, 127 and 4. Free Society, Krabby Appleton zeroing in. Never Skip By. 2.5 behind third. Fabulous Finale launching a late rally. He's making up ground. Free Society digging in. Morgan going to work. Krabby Appleton lurking. Free Society and Krabby Appleton. Free Society maybe by the narrowest of margins, holding off Krabby Appleton. Then it was Fabulous Finale third in 1:56. picking up speed as they approach the starting point. Field of 8 trotters lining up for the Classic Final. Now they're all set to go. They're off and trotting. Good start for Impeccable Image and Lion King on the outside. They're joined by T. Cody, Night Court Dan. 4 deep around the turn. Impeccable Image in between horses, T. Cody. Then it's Night Court Dan stacked up 3 deep. Lion King 3.5 behind those 3. Now Night Court Dan taken back by McGee as they approach the opening quarter. Quarter timed in 29 seconds. They're in the home stretch. Impeccable Image leads at a length. T. Cody in the pocket. Night Court Dan after a tough beginning. Now going after the lead again. Night Court Dan now crossing over to lead as they approach the half-mile marker. Night Court Dan takes command for McGee. Impeccable Image racing in the pocket on the outside. Yentl's Iceman, half length to T. Cody. Then it's Lion King, a length to Georgia Limited, and now Georgia Limited on the move, followed by Federal Yankee and trailing Foolish Times. That half in 58-4, 29-4. Second quarter, they move around the turn and on to the back stretch. Yentl's Iceman up to pressure Night Court Dan. Impeccable Image right there in the pocket. T. Cody racing in 4th. Georgia Limited improves to 4th on the outside. Now T. Cody back to 5th. Lion King and Miller. Then it's Federal Yankee and Foolish Times. 3 quarters, 129-2. From the outside, Yentl's Iceman. Now your new leader as they move into the far turn. On the outside, it's Impeccable Image. Night Court Dan racing in the pocket. Georgia Limited poised for Doug Brown as they approach the mile marker in this 1 3/8 race. Now they've gone a mile. A mile timed in. Well, we won't get that mile time. They come to the top of the stretch. And on the outside, Impeccable Image now takes command. Impeccable Image on the outside. Yentl's Iceman is feisting back. On the outside, Georgia Limited picks up the leaders. Here comes Georgia Limited. Impeccable Image leads it in mid-stretch. Georgia Limited is bearing down. Night Court Dan racing on the outside. Here comes Foolish Times. Foolish Times now takes command in deep stretch. Night Court Dan racing in second. Foolish Times in the final yards takes the classic trot in 2:43, and that is the record for the 1 3/8 Foolish Times in 2:43, and that's a new mark at that. Field of 10 lining up, picking up speed. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Good start. Far outside, Dick Van Dyke comes out aggressively. So does San Jose Jeff. Kermit the Bird racing in between horses. Dick Van Dyke takes command, leads at a length. Then it's San Jose Jeff. Kermit the Bird showing pace. Up on the rim in 3rd. Coming away 4th around the turn, Cam Isle. A length back to Grady's Falcon racing 5th. Length to Anvil's Fella. Then it's a break of 3.5 to goal line, followed by Yuppie Society. Length back to Art. Art trailing the field is Stetson. 26-4 opening quarter. Kermit the Bird waging war against the leader, Dick Van Dyke. Those two mixing it up in a big way, with San Jose Jeff right there in the pocket. Length back to Cam Isle. Length to Grady's Falcon. Anvil's Fella. Now the rest of the field's catching up. Half in 55-1. They're still going at it. Dick Van Dyke has the rail. Kermit the Bird prompting the quick pace with 3s to go. San Jose Jeff right there 3rd. Grady's Falcon slips to the outside. Camille looks for room. Then it's Anvil's Fella. Far back, Art. They're in the home stretch. Now a quarter of a mile apace. Dick Van Dyke is leg weary. 3/4, 126 even. Final 3/16. Grady's Falcon quickly takes the lead. Now with 1/8 of a mile to go, it's Grady's Falcon. On the outside, here comes San Jose Jeff. Grady's Falcon leads it with 1/16 to go. San Jose Jeff racing in second. Then it's Stetson third. In the final yards, Grady's Falcon takes it by a few. San Jose Jeff, Stetson third at 1:54.4. Here they come. They're often pacing. CEO and I'll Show You come out together. CEO takes the lead. A length from I'll Show You. You Bet Your Bippy racing up on the outside third. A length back to Fossilized. Racing fourth, Anxiety Flu tucks in fifth. 2 in front of Happy Time Jam Boy. Then it's Next Bonus ranging up on the outside. Just past Weathered and Andy Miller. 2 trailers they passed by the quarter TL Society and Just Sign Here, 28 seconds. Race up the backstretch. CEO leads it. You Bet Your Bippy flanking him. I'll Show You in the pocket, length and a half. Fossilized racing fourth. There goes Anxiety Flu. Next Bonus picks up that cover. Then it's Weathered on the inside. Happy Time Jam Boy. TL Society and Just Sign Here. You Bet Your Bippy leads past the half. 57 seconds. You Bet Your Bippy. 3 parts of a length. Anxiety Flu the challenger. CEO racing in the pocket. Next Bonus covering a lot of ground. But he's second over and poised for the stretch drive. Right behind him, Weathered on the inside. I'll Show You needs racing room. They're in the home stretch, approaching the final quarter. You Bet Your Bippy starting to back off. 3/4, 126 and 4. On the outside, Anxiety Flu now takes the lead. Next Bonus lurking alongside. CEO racing in third. Weathered picks up the leaders. And now here comes TL Society. Anxiety Flu now stretches out as he approaches the line. It's all Anxiety Flu in 1:54.1. 3-way photo for second. Here they come. And they're off. On the outside, Passion Ration showing speed. Majestic Glance also. King's Run now takes command. A length under the wire for the first time. Then it's Fox Valley Arsenic racing second. A length to Eyes of Ants. Majestic Glance parked on the rim fourth. Length back to Jate's Big Timer. Length and a half back to Passion Ration. Length and a half Richard Lomond. Then it's Clark Gable. Keep Your Pants on the move in the early stages. Austin Car Trails 27 and 4. Moving to the 3/8. King's Run leads it. Pressure from Majestic Glance. Fox Valley Arsenic racing third. Eyes of Ants off the cones for McGee. Jate's Big Timer right behind him. Length back to Passion Ration. Richard Lomont saving ground. Then it's Clark Gable. Keep Your Pants On, and Austin Carr. Half in 56 and 4. Still battling away, Majestic Glance on the outside. King's Run. Holding him at bay. Fox Valley Arsenic, good trip for him. Eyes of Vance. Racing on the outside, fourth. Then it's Jate's Big Timer, fifth. Length and a half back to Passion Ration. Keep Your Pants On. Still a good 7.5 to make up. With a quarter of a mile to go, King's Run. Trying to bottom out this field. 3/4, 120, 6 and 2. King's Run is leg wary. Fox Valley Arsenic takes a short lead. On the outside, here comes Eyes of Vance. Looking for racing room on the inside is Jate's Big Timer. It's Fox Valley Arsenic. Now a 16th to go. Fox Valley Arsenic. Here comes Jate's Big Timer. Jate's Big Timer getting up to take it away from Fox Valley Arsenic. Passion Ration third in 154 and 4. Here they come. They're often pacing. Cassandra's Gold and Simon Says come out together. Feedback, length and a half behind those two. Simon Says takes command into the first turn, a length. Cassandra's Gold racing second, length and a half back to Feedback in third. Another length and a quarter back to Tommy Fry, who has secured good early position. Midway around the turn. A length and a half, Gleaming Revrack and Miller. Length and a half back to Timu, quarter 28 seconds. Race up the backstretch. Simon Says in command of the pace. Cassandra's Gold racing in the pocket. There goes Tommy Fry. Feedback racing alongside. Length and a half, Gleaming Revrack starting to make his move. Timu right behind him. Then it's Reformer. On the inside, Air Wrench. Max Bow trails the field. Half in 57 and 1, Simon Says. Leads it a length and a half. On the outside, Tommy Fry, the pressure. Now pulls within ahead. With Cassandra's Gold perched in the pocket. 3/8 to go, Tommy Fry. Overpowering Simon Says as they come off the turn. Tommy Fry leads it by 2, 2.5. 3/4, 125 and 3. Tommy Fry out there by 3.5. On the outside, Gleaming Revrack starting to get into it. Simon Says dropping off 3.5 off the lead. Tommy Fry with a 16th of a mile to go. Digging in, Morgan urging him on. Tommy Fry is home free in the final yards. It's all Tommy Fry in 153 and 4. Close for second and third, Gleaming Revrack, or a fast closing Cassandra's Gold. Field of 9 lining up, picking up speed. Here they come. They're often pacing. Alice the Hitman out alertly for Hochstetler on the outside. Moving up, Fox Valley Victory. High Risk Express away in third. Now backing off the Battle Inflammable. Racing into the turn. Fox Valley Victory takes the lead a length from Alice the Hitman. Length and a half back to High Risk Express. On the outside, Inflammable. Racing wide. To the inside of him, Going Country, 27-4. Fox Valley Victory. Cutting it out. Dave McGee has him all fired up. He's out there by 4.5. Alice the Hitman trying to close in. 4.5 back to High Risk Express racing third. Inflammable going a long mile. On the inside, Going Country. Now Shadowcatcher and Morgan quickly into the action. Half and 56-2. Still Fox Valley Victory. He leads at a tight length. Ellis the Hitman in the pocket. Shadowcatcher improves to third. Half length, High Risk Express racing fourth. Bet You Cam rallies from fifth. Length on the inside to Inflammable. They're in the home stretch. Fox Valley Victory trying to leg out another quarter mile. LS the Hitman quickly comes out from the pocket. 3/4, 127-1. LS the Hitman now takes the lead as they move into the final eighth. LS the Hitman, here comes High Risk Express in the flashy pink shadow roll. High Risk Express, Shadowcatcher now jumps into it. Here's Shadowcatcher. High Risk Express's game on the inside. High Risk Express takes it a half length. Shadowcatcher, Bet You Cam up for third in 157-2. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Good start. Incredible feed. Good beginning for him. Red Cap in the middle. On the inside, there goes Splendid Appeal. Herman Frisco. Parked on the outside, fourth. Flying Hill. Away in fifth. Length back to Diakos. Racing in sixth. Then it's Victor's Dynasty. Reserved early on in seventh. Length and a quarter back to Broadway Standout. Two trailers. Katie's Rio Tannic and Country Thunder. Went past the quarter, 29-1. Off the turn and up the backstretch. Incredible Fee leads at a length. Splendid Appeal racing in the pocket as they pass the 3/8. Length and a half back to Red Cap and Terry Leonard. Then it's Herman Frisco. Now Flying Hill off the cones and on the move for Andy Miller. Followed by Diakos, length and a half. Victor's Dynasty. Broadway Standout. Katie's Rio Tannic taking an inside route. Then it's Country Thunder. Half-timed in 58-4. On to the far turn, it's still the long shot. Incredible Feed leads at a tight length with 3/8 to go. Now pressure from Flying Hill. Good trip for Splendid Appeal. On the inside, Red Cap looks for racing room. He's pinned down by Diakos. They're in the home stretch. Incredible Fee. Shortening stride, 3/4, 128-3. On the outside, moving up, Flying Hill. Victor's Dynasty uncorking a furious late rally. Here comes Victor's Dynasty up to take on Flying Hill. On the inside, Splendid Appeal racing in third. Victor's Dynasty now takes the lead. Victor's Dynasty draws clear to win it a length. Flying Hill second. Splendid Appeal finished third, and Red Cap will complete.